day, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Dose of Success God's Way. This is Erin Harrigan, your Hustle with Heart coach and healthy living coach with Harrigan. And it's President's Day, so I don't know how many of you have off today. I know the public schools where we are lost a snow day, so they had to go to school today. But my kids are not in high school, and my college daughter is very excited that or not very excited that she has to go to school today because she's in college. Anyway, I do want to give a quick shout out to my daughter Haley, who's starting her new career in insurance today with Erin Lewis and the Goosehead Insurance Company. And I'm super, super excited. Good morning, May. Super excited for her to be starting on this incredible path with an incredible mentor. So, hey, Janet. I have been coming to you guys with the Daily Dose, and the last few days we've been talking about, or the last couple of weeks we've been working in this, which is the Experiencing Success God's Way Bible study by Dr. Charles Stanley. And for those of you that are not familiar with me or our Success God's Way community, I created the Success God's Way community for God-centered entrepreneurs to have a place of encouragement and support as they pursue success God's way. And that looks a little different than the world would have us think success means. So whether you are an entrepreneur or you are in the employee world and you work for someone else and you just want to infuse God into the work that you do, I'm so glad that you're tuning in. So feel free to head on over to the Success God's Way community and become a member of that. And then my purpose in sharing this is I have really been called to use my journey as a message to inspire and empower people to really build a God-centered business. And so out of that was born Hustle with Heart Coaching, helping entrepreneurs align results to God's truth, which was born out of my being a healthy living coach for Harrigan. So that's a little background. I know May and Janet, I don't know that you all have tuned into my lives before, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on that. So every day we do a daily dose of Success God's Way, different topics, but lately we've been coming out of this Bible study because it's so rich with content around what pursuing success God's way looks like and what the Bible says about that. So the last few days we've been in the lesson of pursuing God's goals. And so today's aspect of pursuing God's goals, and to take you back, these are the 10 aspects of pursuing a goal God's way from the story of David and him taking on and killing Goliath. So this is aspect number 3, which is confidence in the Lord's help. Anytime that we are pursuing success God's way and pursuing goals God's way, we have to have confidence that the Lord is truly on our side and wants to help us. Now, I'm going to tell you there are a lot of books and content out there around like the universe has your back and all this kind of thing. And I just want to reiterate from my perspective, God made the universe. And so therefore, clearly God has your back. But here's the deal. David had no doubt that with the Lord's help, he would be able to kill Goliath. Even though those around him, good morning, Barb, were like, dude, you're a teenager. Do you see this giant Philistine? Like, I don't know why you think you're going to be able to beat him. And they were running scared. David boldly said to King Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servant, David, will go and fight the Philistine. And you can find this story in 1 Samuel chapter 17. David wasn't confident in his own ability. He boldly stated, the Lord will deliver me from the land of this Philistine. I just want to circle that for a second. This does not mean that you shouldn't have self-confidence or that you shouldn't believe in yourself. But what I'm saying to you is when you've been called to create something bigger, when God has called you to a bigger place, remember, we talked about this recently, that God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. So if he's called you there, he's giving you everything that you need to achieve that, okay? B, I think I said A. So B, sometimes that means that what you're pursuing, as he called you to something bigger, there's like a disconnect in your life. And I want to give you an example from my own life. So I've had great success in my Harrigan business, and I've shared vulnerably about some of the challenges that I've had. And I love my business. I love the people in it. I love serving my clients in healthy living. I love seeing people succeed. And God called me to this hustle with heart thing to help entrepreneurs align results with his truth. And I was like, Lord, hold on a second. I have my biotech consulting, which my friend Linda has so aptly described as the manna that God provides me to pursue the other things that he's called me to. And I have my Arbonne business, and that's my focus. And he was like, I'm going to need you to set that down for a second and let me handle that, because I need you to be my vessel and my messenger. And that's been a challenge for me, because to be called to something bigger, you start to wonder, like, am I really expert enough to go and do this? But I want to promise you guys that God called you to something, and he's going to equip you to do it. So David had no doubt that God was going to do this. He wasn't confident in his own ability. It was the confidence from the Lord. And that was what was most important. So he rushed down the mountainside toward Goliath, crying, "This is the day the Lord will deliver you into my hand, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. Then all this assembly shall know that the Lord does not save with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me?" And that's from Hebrews 13:6. So what is my point in all of this? First of all, boldly declaring that the Lord is at the center of your business and the center of the work that you do is countercultural. And I want you to know, if you missed my weekly dose last night in Success God's Way, we talked a lot about the counterculturalism of boldly declaring God's will for your life, and that he is out there and he's really got your back. And this is what David was doing. The Israelites were cowering. King Saul was sort of, like, I don't know what to do here. Here comes this teenage shepherd boy who says, I'm going to take him down. This is not my fight. This is God's fight, and God is going to do it. So again, this aspect of pursuing the godly goals that you've set is about having confidence in God's help. If you truly dug in and leaned into him to be able, hey, Marianne, did I say hi to you? Good morning. To truly be able to set the goals that he's put on your heart, then you probably have some goals that are a little bit scary and that are a little bit big, and that you think, I don't even know how this is going to happen. Having confidence in the fact that he's going to help you, that he's going to equip you, having confidence in the fact that as long as you're walking in his will, he's going to put the right people in your place. He's going to put the right people in your path. Morning, Kara. And I'll tell you how this works for me in my Arbonne business. Now, you just heard me say that God told me, like, I'm going to need you to set this down, and I'm going to handle it, and I need you to go this way. And to the outside world, that looks crazy. But here's what I know. When I'm obedient and walking in his will, he puts the people that I'm supposed to serve in my path. He does. He puts the people in my path that I'm supposed to serve in Arbonne. He puts the people in my path that I'm supposed to serve in my coaching business. He even puts the clients in my path that I'm supposed to serve in my biotech consulting, because I'm confident that he's going to help me. So you might have some goals on that list that you've set with him. I don't mean what you've said, like, I'm going to do this, Lord, and I want you to bless it. I mean the goals that you've truly prayed over and set with him. And there may be some scary things. And that's okay. Remember that you have him to lean into. And I've told you before that when I have those overwhelming moments where I'm like, I don't know, Lord, I'm feeling really unfocused. Like, you've called me here, here, and here. Where do you want me to be? That I literally get on my knees in my office and I pray out loud Psalm 25 verses 4 and 5. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your path. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. On you I wait all the day. Do I get an immediate answer? Not always, but I get a peace and a calm that allows me to focus. And I believe that is him just, having me, just flooding me with his love and his purpose and his confidence, so that I can then know what is the next right step to take. So I will post these scriptures in here like I always do. I have 3 things for you. Number 1, if this appeals to you, if learning about this and being connected to information like this is resonating with you, head on over to our Success God's Way community and join that. Still working on the cold. Number 2, if there's anyone you know that could use some support, or maybe is investigating the idea of having a coach to pursue Success God's Way, connect them with me. I'd love to talk to them about my Hustle with Heart and see if it's the right fit for them. Number 3, get in here and engage. Give me some likes, give me some feedback, tag your friends. I want to know that this is really resonating and that it's bringing value to you. And I don't want to know that for my recognition. I want to know that because it helps me know that I'm truly serving the purpose that God has put me in. So that's your daily dose for today. Have a fantastic Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.